Hi, I'm Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and I'm here with this new trio of Sunburst finish American Dream Taylor guitars. The American Dream line is a relatively new series of guitars for Taylor. It was conceived during the COVID pandemic. I think they first came out in about mid-2020. And it's an effort to create a lower cost guitar in the El Cajon factory, the main Taylor factory near San Diego. And as such, they are somewhat stripped down guitars with simple appointments, but of course they adhere to the same quality standards that all Taylors are feature all around. And they've really become a line all of their own, and they're very interesting in that way. As you can tell, these three guitars share the same type of appearance with their sunburst finish. They're also made from the same type of materials, which include walnut back and sides, a Sitka spruce top, and basically the same appointments. I'm holding the Grand Concert size, AD12E. Over here we have the Grand Theater size, AD11E, and we have the slope shoulder dreadnought size Grand Pacific, which is called the AD17SB. So I'll use this Grand Concert guitar that I'm holding to show you the different features and talk about the guitars a little bit. And then at the end, I'll give a playing demo of all three guitars. So, as I mentioned, these guitars are built with beautiful walnut back and sides, and walnut is a wood that Taylor has really used throughout its history, sometimes more at the high end of the line, sometimes more at the low end. As is the case with all these American Dream guitars, of course, the woods are all solid on these. The walnut is quite attractive on these guitars, and Taylor had started using the walnut on some of the Grand Theater guitars already. We've had the Grand Theater Black Top that you can check out a separate demo here on Peghead Nation that basically had the same wood combination as this current American Dream version of it, but with the black top rather than the sunburst top. The Grand Concert is really the newest guitar of this trio of guitars, because previously the only Grand Concert in the American Dream line had a mahogany top and I believe sapele back and sides, so it's a very different tonality with a hardwood top. In the case of the Grand Pacific, the AD17 originally, when it first introduced, had Ovancoal back and sides. Now it also features the walnut, and therefore it ties really nicely into this new Sunburst line. Sitka spruce tops on these guitars, really attractive piece of wood on this instrument, and the Sunburst, which is a hand-sprayed Sunburst, really kind of gives it a nice sort of vintage appearance of these guitars. I got a little preview of these when I was down at the Taylor factory last November. I saw actually one of these Grand Concerts sitting on a stand in the factory there, and I was kind of curious as to what that was. And here they are, and I think they've come out very nicely looking and playing, of course. Other appointments include a fire stripe tortoise style pickguard. It's also kind of a vintage appearance on that. We have the Italian acrylic dot inlays, 4mm dot inlays on this, so fairly plain looking inlays on the sides, of course. The black tuning machines, which have also been found in some other Taylor guitars, sort of lend a distinctive appearance to these instruments that I think matches very nicely with the rest of the appointments of the guitar. Black and white rosette, just two rings. It's maple, and it's a black, another black ring, probably some kind of dyed wood. The neck on these guitars is made from tropical mahogany. The fingerboard is a special kind of eucalyptus. So that is something that was introduced with the American Dream guitars when they first came out a couple of years ago. Of course, in the case of this guitar, it follows the standard Taylor Grand Concert dimensions. It has the standard short scale, which is 24 7/8 inches, and that is one interesting aspect of these three different sizes of guitars. It's not only the body size is different, each one has a different scale length. The Grand Theater, like other Grand Theaters, has a short 24 1/8 inch scale. And the Grand Pacific has Taylor's standard long scale, which is 25.5 inches. So it's really not just the body sizes, but the overall dimensions of the guitar and the string length and the feel of the guitar that varies quite significantly between these three instruments. In the case of the Grand Concert and the Grand Pacific, the guitars feature Taylor's V-Class bracing system, and the Grand Theater, of course, has the C-Class bracing, which is a variation of the V-Class design that was developed particularly for these Grand Theater models. And so the 8011E, of course, features that. All three of these guitars include the Taylor Es2 Pickup System, which includes controls in the upper bout for volume and EQ, and the piezo elements mounted behind the saddle of the instrument, which is sort of the unique part of the Taylor Es2 system, is the location of the pickups. It's a great sounding system. I have several demos here on Peghead Nation that include various Taylor guitars with that pickup system. So if you want to hear that, I would recommend you check out some of these other demos. We'll link to them in the text to this. In order to not make this video too long, I'm going to focus on the specs and the acoustic qualities of this particular trio of guitars. Okay, so you heard me play this guitar a little bit in the intro to this video. I was in drop D tuning then. I'm tuned back up to standard, and I'll just play a little bit of fingerstyle and then a little bit of strumming, and I'll go through all three of these guitars so you get to hear them all. Okay, here is the Grand Theater size 8011E. And here it is strummed. And here's the Grand Pacific slope shoulder size 8017 SB. So I hope you've enjoyed getting to see all three of these new Taylor American Dream guitars. They should be showing up at Taylor dealers anytime now. It's a great addition to this affordable entry point into the US-made Taylor line. And it's really great to see them expanding that particular line with some new wood options, some new finish options, and to sort of have a guitar for a lot of different types of players. Which one of these is right for you will of course depend on the way you play it. You could probably tell this Grand Pacific size guitar is probably the most muscular of them. If you're going to strum a lot and you need a more powerful guitar, it's probably the way to go. I'm really enjoying these small Grand Theater instruments for playing at home to practice with. It's kind of like a modern parlor guitar. Sounds more contemporary than a lot of parlor guitars typically do, and has just pretty much unbeatable playability. Really fun to play, and enough volume and power and tone to not just be a guitar to be playing at home. This is ready for the stage. Grand Concert Tailors have long been one of my favorite Taylor guitars. I've owned a Grand Concert size Taylor for almost 30 years. I find them incredibly versatile. They're fun to play fingerstyle on, and so they really kind of fit into the middle of these two instruments that we just talked about. So go to your Taylor dealer and see if one of these new Sunburst American Dream models is the one for you. Please come back here to Peghead Nation for more of our gear demos. If you're seeing this on YouTube, consider subscribing to our channel. My name is Teja Gerken. We'll see you very soon.